Oh man, today is a nice day to just look at YouTube and relax. I sure hope I don't see pure stupidity when I log on. Ever since SML received the cease and desist nearly 5 years ago, there has been a debate in Discord around it ever since. A lot of people believe the cease and desist was fake, and to this day people still spout that narrative as if it were fact, to the point to paint Logan as some evil genius. I myself, when I started steering my content towards less edgy stuff and towards video essays, one of the first videos I made was debunking the cease and desist fake narrative. Long story short, it would be a felony for Logan to fake a legal document from Nintendo, and it would just not be in Logan's interest to cripple his channel. That being said, there has been recent debate sparked in the SML community, which is, are the plushies coming back? Now, this isn't anything new. If you search this up on YouTube, people have been saying this for engagement ever since the cease and desist happened. However, this has exploded in popularity due to the fact that Logan has been making more and more stingy Mario references, and also this video, which I think got deleted due to backlash while I was writing this script by CB Central, who, fun fact, is friends with one of my YouTube friends, K-Films. I must say a few things. First, please don't harass CB Central. I think her logic is flawed, but last I checked, she was around 14 years old, 15 now that I'm recording this, so it's understandable when it comes to the law, and one of the ideas she spouted in her videos, that she isn't gonna be educated on, stuff like the law. And don't call her stupid, she's still young. When I was her age, I used to believe the earth was flat. We all have our moments where we just say stuff that isn't right or makes mistakes when researching for content creations. When I was 13, you can check my reacting to my old video. I've also lacked intelligence when it came to researching stuff that relates to IRL stuff like the law. Part of content creation, especially when you're young like she is to learn and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. So if you disagree with her, especially someone who's young, make sure to correct them nicely, and remember, criticism isn't only supposed to be harsh. You can do it while being kind, soft. That being said, I want to debunk one of her points, because honestly, I think someone needs to. Someone needs to put a hatchet inside of that fucking narrative once and for all. So let's look at the points she makes in her videos.
Start off with the many Nintendo references and the videos. For an example, in the video Jeffy's Nintendo Swap 2, they showed an entire Nintendo Switch 2, except the back, which has the logo they are supposedly not allowed to show, or when, in Marvin's brother, Luigi returns as Lewis and acts a lot like his former self, and spews out Nintendo references like it's nothing, such as almost saying Yoshi, calling Princess Peach Princess Plum or Apricot, and many things like that that could be considered thin ice. Now let's keep in mind, this, as of recording, something mind-blowing not a lot of people have been talking about. Happened in this video, the St. Patrick's Day Purge. It showed a scene of Junior and Cody looking through bins, and Cody pointing out, "You aren't allowed to own this. What is this doing here?" Shows an entire back of a Bowser plush that if it was really Nintendo's big priority, the video would already been given a strike or potential deletion by them for that reason.
1. The Nintendo references. In her video, she spots two main points: the Nintendo Switch being shown minus the logo on the back, and Lewis making Nintendo references. I want to say this. First of all, Logan can get away with it. Even in her video, she mentioned that they almost name dropped Nintendo's IPs, but not fully. Luis as a character is legally distinct from Luigi, and so is their version of Nintendo. Legally speaking, you can make references to an IP or company in Florida where Logan lives because it is protected under the First Amendment, and as such would not get Logan sued. This is entirely different than having an entire channel centered on Mario characters and using their names and IPs on the channel, which they can have legal grounds to sue you for. To top it off, her final trump card point is that Logan showed a Bowser plushie and Cody made a joke about Junior, you shouldn't have this. And they didn't get sued. Again, Logan made no mention of Nintendo, and she also makes the point that Logan has shown merchandise of Nintendo in his vlogs too. So I'll say this: by Florida law, it counts as fair use to have merchandise on display in one of your videos, and as such would not be good grounds for you to get sued for. Not to mention, showing off a plushie he owns in a video barely is for barely a second is not worth spending time, resources, and even money to take Logan to court.
Here comes my next point. Nintendo doesn't monitor SML anymore, and likely hasn't for a long time. This cease and desist happened 5 years ago, and since, SML rebranded and changed the thumbnails on Super Bowser Logan. Nintendo has not contacted them since, and because of what they are doing, and because of that, they probably monitored for a few months, saw nothing wrong, and then moved on with their day. It's very likely they don't even watch their videos anymore, or at least not the entire thing. We got some solutions. If Nintendo out of a sudden finds out about SML again and they see Nintendo IP, 1. They could put puppets in the thumbnails, puppet names in the titles, and puppet names in the description to block off Nintendo from noticing. 2. They could keep their branding as is and making Nintendo not want to go after them again. They would be getting away with using plushies again. And you may be thinking, what if someone snitches again and Logan gets sued? Well, it's very unlikely now, as even if a fan reported it, they are probably too busy working on their new console, Nintendo Switch 2, and likely haven't cared since.
Nintendo is notorious for being stingy with their IPs, to the point where they bought an entire pornographic film, search it up, of Mario to make sure it doesn't taint their reputation. They've taken down fan games for less, and SML has been on Good Morning America and is known for making political and crass jokes about several groups of people using the Nintendo characters. Obviously, Nintendo wouldn't want Bowser being a white supremacist, even if it is satire, because they are stingy with their IPs. People underestimate how stingy Nintendo it truly is, and how protective they are over their IPs. Their debate will be Disney level, with how much lawsuits they're willing to throw over the smallest things. Another thing is that it's been 5 years since the cease and desist, and I don't think even Logan wants to go back to the plushies. The puppets have benefited him more than the Mario plushies ever have. He has his own characters that he owns, and when it came to stuff like Here's Jeffy, it has benefited him because he can send cease and desist and has more ownership over his brand. Alright, that's why Logan will strike you down for recent videos, but not for the plush videos, because he technically doesn't own them fully. Having the plushies back are not gonna improve the videos. A lot of people just act like that bringing the plushies back will just improve the videos. But here's the thing: between the cease and desist and after the cease and desist, besides the names and the physical appearances of the characters being changed, they've been the same characters. They had the same problems. All right, people complain that Black Yoshi wasn't whiny. Dougie is. You should watch most of the videos about Black Yoshi in 2016, 2017. He literally got flanderized way before he became Dougie. So people act like that this is some narrative that's gonna save SML, but it's at best it's just a symptom of a problem, but not the problem itself. So I think when it comes to this stuff, it's just not gonna help. This is just nostalgia talking, because even before the puppets came in, SML was already getting bad, and in some aspect in the puppet era, SML has improved. Like, I think the Jeffy's birthday series is pretty solid. I think Jeffy as a character improved a lot. He got deflanderized, which is funny, and I think Junior as a character improved. I kind of like the improvement of Chef Pee as well, but a lot of Lovell's characters are just basically the same character, or Lovell's self-insert of being African American stereotypes, even though for people like Lovell, people like Chef Pee, who is canonically an Italian man, it doesn't make any sense. So I think this just ranges from nostalgia blindness, and honestly that's fine if you prefer the plushies, but let's not just get delusional here and suggest that Logan fucking commits a crime and violates his cease and desist order just so you can have the plushies back. Just enjoy what modern SML is for what it is. The plushies are not coming back, alright? And if you really want the plushies back, there are a lot of other Mario plush channels out there. Alright, sure, some of them are bad, but you'll find a few others. Yes, SML has a bit of a monopoly, but if you look hard enough, you will find some amazing plush content out there. So, yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you guys in the next one.